too far into that because I want to go into that once we start talking about this movie.
Okay.
All right, what's going on?
Just wait for
E Green to
You
download.
still waiting on E Double, man? What the
Nigga
fuck?
refuses to use his phone, bro.
Deborah's never on camera, man. Why you do that to her, Josh? She deserves her own camera.
Well, because if we're in the same room and she runs on a different system, then there's gonna be a little bit of a delay while we talk.
You're being sexist.
Yeah, he is.
Straight up, Deb, I got your back. Why don't we yell at Deb to do it on her phone?
Yes.
The
Can
what?
Deborah do it on the phone? On her phone.
Let Nesto
Yeah,
do it on the
she
phone.
can.
Look, stop directing our goddamn podcast, Nesto, okay?
No. She can.
Can, but
Wait. E Green is in the
She
lobby.
can, but what?
E Green is in the lobby.
If
Right,
this
he don't
nigga
get
pops up in
directed by motherfucking
there he goes,
podcast
popping
and
up
talking
in a
shit.
nice little tiny screen again. This nigga refused to get on the phone.
Are you done talking about me? Can you hear me?
Oh, you sound
Yeah,
good.
we can hear you good.
And he hung up. He
All right.
hung up.
No, wait there. Where'd you
God,
go, E
man.
Green? There you go.
Look, because I entered that shit, then they wanted me to add something else to my damn phone.
You sound great, E Green.
That's
I
not true.
sound great.
Listen,
Thank you.
You look great,
I
too.
don't
Great,
sound
look
good
great.
as Josh, though. Josh got that. Yeah, this is Josh. I'm just calling you to say,
That I got the flu. I got the flu or something like that. That's why.
Yeah.
Right.
You
Cobweb
gotta call me
coming with
tonight
that
and say
season.
goodnight, Josh. Yeah, let's call you and say goodnight.
Josh needs to do Cameo. He needs to get on Cameo. Start doing birthday wishes and stuff.
Now, how do I see everybody?
No, he
Smooth
didn't.
sounds.
Come on.
I
Smooth
got
sounds.
that old, yeah, exactly. The smooth jazz sounds here on
Yeah,
102.7.
yeah. For real.
All right, we all here, man. Let's do this.
Y'all missed it earlier before y'all got on. I was singing Baptist gospel songs with
Nuh-uh. Did
Oh,
you record
Cobweb
it? Did you
was-
record it?
No.
no.
Then it
No,
didn't
he
happen.
didn't.
It
Because,
didn't
you know,
happen.
What? I mean, I know
And
I'm
if you
late.
didn't
I
do
know
it
I'm
on
late
your
to the
phone,
game. But since y'all was talking shit about me, Nesto, your shit like you're fucked up, nigga. You gray out
Whoa,
there. Your screen- your screen is gray.
whoa. Wait. Josh, before this goes any farther, please
Wait.
hit that intro.
Damn, I wasn't even ready for that.
What type of shim sham flim flam
Warning.
operation?
This podcast is about the horror genre, specifically horror films. As most horror movies are filled with coarse language, violence, and/or gore, the topics and language of the cast of the pod will also reflect the genre. If you have any issues with the aforementioned warnings, please press stop. However, if you have no issue with adult language, movie violence, or the accoutrement that accompanies horror films, please feel free to continue. You have been warned.
Blood and guts and brains. Going so insane.
All right, castthepod.com. All our social medias, Cast the Pod. You hit Cobweb up at Cobweb 411. We've got special guests here in case you can't tell already.
Hey.
We'll
What
go
up?
by. We'll go by and how they popped into the pod. Of course, it's me, Josh,
Cobweb.
And Deb.
and then
And
we've got Nesto, the filmmaker, director extraordinaire, then LA Symphony podcaster. I had all this stuff written down and it deleted somewhere while we were waiting.
Just say real cool guy. That works.
There you go.
And
Cookbook.
then we got Tiny E. What's up, Tiny E?
Hip Hop Digest. The OG podfather right
Y'all
there.
gonna leave me alone, man.
Bro, I ain't said nothing.
Well, y'all
I
all
ain't
gonna get a
said
surprise on this
nothing.
video.
Oh, wow.
It's E Green. Hey, E, what did I call you the other day when I was trying to say Tapper John or whatever?
Oh
What I
my
call you?
goodness.
I was like E Green, Tapper John MD, Jack Daddy. That's what I called.
Oh my God. You call me something
Jack
crazy.
Daddy.
Just know that.
Well, what was I trying to say? What was you
I don't
Trapper John.
remember on purpose.
I don't remember on purpose.
Jack Daddy. Jack
Oh,
Daddy.
hell yeah.
I really don't. I don't remember, but it was crazy.
Sorry,
So-
Josh. Go ahead, man.
Nah, no worries. It's all good. Me and Cookbook just kicking back and watching this Felipe's Garage reunion here on Cast the Pod.
Hey, of sorts.
Of sorts.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
So
Some-
Deb, you're here too, right?
Yeah, I said my name.
Oh, okay. Today we're talking about the movie
Source.
Sinners,
Yes.
and this was one that was easy to get y'all to jump onto. So I mean, let me read the MDib real quick.
Wait,
Sinners,
what movie are we doing again? What movie are we doing again?
Sinners, 2025, are rated R, 2 hours 17 minutes. Trying to leave their troubled lives behind, twin brothers return to their hometown to start again, only to discover that an even greater evil is waiting to welcome them back. I don't like that description, but that's just me.
Cobb said, let's take care of business, man. Stop playing around.
Look, you know what I'm saying? Now, when I saw this movie, let me be straight up with y'all. That's
Cobb
the
actually
only
saw
thing
it?
I knew about it. Yes, that's when I saw it. I never watched any trailers for it. Nothing. I only read that MDib for that movie when I walked in.
That's
So
fantastic.
I went in completely like that.
Wow.
That was Deb when we watched it. When she watched it, she knew that there was some kind of vampires. What'd you say when the movie first started?
I don't remember.
She don't remember. She saw Smoke and Stack, and she was
yeah.
like, "Look how they're dressed. They're vampires." I was like,
Oh yeah, I thought they were the vampires at first.
That's all she knew, that it was a vampire movie.
Eventually.
Yeah.
I thought that.
I didn't know that.
I thought that they were trying to get people to drink the beer to turn them into something. That's what I thought at first.
Okay, I have a quick question. Did you see it in IMAX?
Yes, that's all we have over here.
Over here, where?
In his house. He watched it at his house, bro. He's rich.
It's a
At the
joke.
home
I go to
He goes to
Cinemark,
his-
man. That's all they have.
Go see his
You know, you got to
movie.
order your
Movie
seats
room.
at over there and everything and stuff like that. And they bring out the stuff to you. The chairs vibrate. They even got the
Ooh.
3D chairs over there,
Like
vibrating chairs for the movies and shit like that when you're watching it.
But wait a
Yeah,
minute.
talking.
That's not IMAX. You didn't see it in
That's
IMAX.
HDX.
Yeah. You saw it in
Nesto's a
comfortable
snob.
seats. No, I'm not a
No, bro.
snob.
All
I'm
of
not a
that-
snob.
all of
The
that is
director,
like, nah, you
director
see.
shot it in IMAX for it to be viewed in that. I'm not gonna get into all that
This
right
dude
now,
said
but
he-
I'm just
this
saying.
dude said
I'm just
Cobweb
wondering
didn't see
who.
it right.
I just wonder who on this platform right now got to see it the way that it was supposed to be presented.
Nesto,
That's all.
Nesto,
No.
time
I'm
out,
just trying to
time
see.
out, time
Man,
out.
you're going to have to make
Time
me
out.
go
Wait,
back
wait,
and check
time
my
out.
receipt.
Nesto,
Yeah.
you can't be shaming people that saw the film, bruh.
He's like,
Not
you
saying
didn't
it
see
had
it
a
right.
budget.
though.
It was a
You have.
question. It was a question,
You
bro.
didn't see
It
the
was
movie
just a
right,
question.
son.
It's like
Okay,
niggas that
all right,
say
all
that
right,
they
all right.
watch something and they watch it on their phone. I'm just saying, oh, did you see it on your phone? Or did you see it like with a big
Can't
screen
even talk
with
to
other
you. You didn't watch
people?
the movie right.
So you're a snob.
Just
Excuse
a
me. Here,
question.
here
It
we
was
go
just
right
a
now.
question.
I definitely. What is that?
And
That's the Bacon Fat Award
Nesto
tonight.
got two.
Nesto.
What?
The
Nesto's
Bacon
sizzling.
Fat Award.
It's Cubs 8.
Cobweb
Sizzling.
soundboard has a clapping sound to it that sounds like bacon fat for some reason.
Right. That excuse
Run it back,
gives
Cobweb.
you already the Bacon Fat Award of the night.
Mm.
Thank you very much.
I definitely did not see it on my phone with Pakistani subtitles. Definitely.
Nah.
Nesto won't even talk to us if we didn't see the movie right. We didn't see it the right
No,
way.
no, no, no. No, I'm just wondering. We're talking. I know everybody saw the movie, and I just know that there's variations of how people saw it. So I was just wondering
Yeah,
who
he's
got
like,
to see
I
it
just know that I saw
Coogler
it better.
in the
himself.
way that the director was hoping that everybody would see.
Ryan
Since he
Coogler himself
Right.
said that there was only one place to see it the right way, and that was the place in Louisiana right down the street from where they filmed it at. And so I did not see it the right way.
Well,
Wasn't
Nesto
in the
didn't
budget,
even see
bro.
it the right way. See?
Yeah.
You didn't even watch it the right way, Nesto. So
Yeah,
all
you
that
didn't
stuff
see it,
you
Nesto.
talking, I'm gonna have to put
70
you in this
millimeter
song.
IMAX, bro. Go watch. He said a lot of stuff, bro. He said a lot of stuff. He knows ain't everybody in the country flying out to Louisiana to watch it in some fucking barn where they got it in their fucking whatever, bro.
Yeah.
That's not what he said.
Ryan Coogler, he was like,
In
yo,
the-
there's
in the
only one way to
70
see this movie.
millimeter IMAX.
In the
Film
same
grade.
video,
You gotta get into
in
a
the
time
same
machine.
video where he started going over the 15-hole and 14-hole IMAX films, he talks about that Louisiana theater also.
Oh, I'm sure.
So it's
I'm
an
sure.
You gotta get in the time machine.
Movie was
and
dope.
take a IMAX
I thought it was filmed pretty good.
Oh wow.
I think it was better. And let me tell you this, now, so it was better than what's that one show that came on back in the day You remember that? Was it Patty Duke or something else like that, or something like that? When she had like a twin sister or something.
Oh, I don't know that.
You got us. Wow, bro, Patty Duke.
Patty Duke. I remember
what
Patty
was
Duke,
it?
but I don't remember no movie.
It's
It was a TV show back in the day when they had like the twin
Running
sisters
through
or something else like that, but it was played by the same girl, so they had the
That
line
was
down the
Patty Duke,
screen.
sir.
Bro,
Yeah,
you let me
Yeah,
get
I
this
know.
straight, Cobb. You
I was
are
looking for the
You
comparing
just did a
I was
left.
looking for the line.
Patty Duke to Sinners. You are comparing Patty Duke to Sinners. Am I correct? That's
I
what
was
you're
looking for
doing
the
right
line.
Yeah.
I was looking for the line, like from Patty Duke, whenever they had
Cobb,
to play it
you're
like
wild.
that. You know what I'm
You're
saying? Yeah, the
wild,
same
bro.
person. That's how I did it.
We're far from that already.
Michael B. Jordan didn't even show up. That was all AI. What y'all talking about? He was at the house.
So let's start from my left, which is E Green.
Tiny E.
Why'd you want to jump on this one?
Well, I'm gonna probably have an opinion that is gonna probably ruffle some feathers. It's not meant to, because we all have opinions, right?
Right.
So I just wanted to say, as far as I'm concerned, it was beautiful to see. The cinematography and all that was beautiful. The story was cool. It was a little surprise, for those that didn't know that it was a vampire movie. Like, oh wow, right? But I'm on here to see if somebody can tell me why it's seen as such an amazing piece of cinema when it's a good piece of film, but I don't see the hype. And I'm hoping maybe you guys, if you feel that way, or maybe you feel like me, you're just about to say it, but to get, it's making a lot of money, and you know how it is. People get transfixed on, oh, you got to go see it, and people go see whatever. But the film itself, I don't understand the super hype. If it was just hype, I would get it, but I don't understand the super hype. Like, this is one of the greatest movies ever made. I don't understand that part.
Yeah.
Well, look at it from this perspective. The name a vampire movie that was better than this.
Don't even.
Wait.
Right. Put
That's
it
the
in your
wrong
top.
question, bro.
Where would you rank this?
that's
Would
the
this
wrong
be in your
question.
top
You should
10
not have said
vampire
that.
movies? You know
That's
what I'm saying? I'm just saying.
You remember
When's the last time we had a good vampire movie?
Wait. We ain't there yet. Next up would be.
When was the last time we had a good vampire movie?
Next up would be Nesto. Nesto, why did
Nesto,
you
please.
jump on this pod real
Nesto,
quick?
please.
Okay.
Please, Nesto. Give this dude the list. Give
I
him the
know.
list.
I'm not even gonna do it. No. I'm gonna just answer. I want to go by we're guests on this pod, bro. Let me just go in order with what he just asked. Why did I want to hop on this pod? Okay. For this is because I just saw the movie recently. I love this genre. And then to hear that my homeboys were all going to be on talking about it. And I know Cook loves specifically vampire movies. So to even delve into this within the list is going to, I'm excited to hear. And we've never talked about it on that side of it with Cook. We've talked about vampire movies in the past, but so for this to come out, I was like, oh, I got to hear his take. And then just dive into all the other stuff. So to have E Green too on with you guys, I was like, yeah, oh man, I'm in. That's why.
See, and before we get to Cook, that was one of the things that was in the chat too. Nesto said, did you reach out to Cook too? I said, vampires, bro. Vampires.
Yeah, bro. I went to war with you guys over Lost Boys last time I was here, man. I don't even know why
I still feel bad that we had Nesto on doing 30 Days a Night without bringing Cookbook on.
I said that was a real kick in the nuts, bro. I don't know why you did that to me.
Well, we kind of did talk. We didn't even talk about Lost Boys. We talked about
all vampire
vampires
movies
in
when we had
general.
Cookbook on.
I was mad about Bram Stoker's. I remember that. I was upset.
It's still better than Nosferatu.
As much as I love vampire movies, I did not watch Nosferatu because of what Josh said. Josh told me it's whack.
Same here.
And I didn't watch it.
Look at
It
that.
was whack, and I didn't watch it. Because you know why? Because it's hella long, too, isn't it? Isn't it like 3 hours or something?
Yeah.
Nosferatu looked great. It was filmed amazing. Director's awesome.
Hold on. Let's slow down.
I'm not saying I won't watch it.
Let's slow down real quick. This, to me, Josh's opinion on a movie kept you from the theater of a vampire movie, Cook. This is next level. His glizzies must be coming in real strong. So this is mind blowing to me. Wow. Wow.
Well, you know what it is, hey Nestor. You know what it is. It's when I text or I call Josh, he actually answers me.
Whoa.
Yo, it's a
No,
little
nigga,
different when
don't
it
try to
comes to
go there.
you.
That's not gonna work. That's not
Ask
gonna work.
Tiny E. Ask
Nah,
Tiny E.
nah.
Tiny E
That's not
knows
gonna
what's
work
up.
for this. That's not gonna work for this. You took Josh's opinion on a
I
movie
did.
that's a vampire movie, that's a recent
I
vampire
did.
movie, and didn't go see it based on what Josh said.
Yep.
That is next
Yep.
level to me, bro. You didn't even see it to then for yourself go, yeah, it wasn't da 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 da. You
I may
literally
still
missed
watch
it in the
but
theater.
no.
Fuck you,
Yep.
nigga. However you watching now don't count. Get out of here.
I did the same
Get out of
thing.
here, nigga. Get out. Get out.
You gotta
Okay.
say F him too, because he
Cobb,
said he didn't see it,
Cook is
Nesto.
different. Cook is different,
damn.
bro. Cook is different. For somebody to be a fan of vampire movies and miss one that's a modern day one that they were blowing up in the theater, that's different. So that nigga Josh's opinion blows everyone away when it comes to that. Okay. Now I know. Now I know.
And I still didn't see it. What now, Nestor?
I
What?
don't know.
Come get me, dog.
Gotta flex.
You're not a fan of
And-
vampire
Yeah.
movies. Your
I've seen
card has
it.
been pulled. That's what's next. You're not a fan
From
of
who?
vampire
You?
movies. Your
Pulled his
card has
vamp
been
card.
pulled.
What the?
Ladies and gentlemen, first time ever here on Cast
by
Pod.
all of vampire
Somebody's
cinema.
vamp card
By
got
all of vampire cinema,
vamp
nigga.
Vote.
card.
I'm
Because
not even
one,
a
I didn't
fan
watch
as
one
much
guy
as
Took
you
away
and
the
I saw it.
punch.
My
Yep.
God. That's
This man
wild.
pulled his vamp card.
You pulled my vamp card, homie.
The
That's
vamp
new.
card is
That's
gone.
new.
Not,
Burned up,
Right.
bro.
I think we should
You know what? On the back of it, it's got his fingerprint and blood.
in the drop.
Hey, you know what's funny though, Cobb? Is we gonna keep talking about this vampire movie today, and he ain't gonna do a damn thing about it.
True that.
I have to get my
True that.
all day.
So real quick,
All day.
the
Damn,
three of
Nesto's
us,
an internet gangster.
Cobweb saw it first.
See me, yo. I'll give you my address. 1645. Come through.
Mansion Road. I ain't coming out there.
I'm here,
Fuck
bro.
that place.
Come holla. I got a whole wing, whole west wing of my house for you, cuz. Come
So what
through.
movie we talking about?
Sinners.
It's supposed to be talking about sinners,
So
bro.
Cobweb saw
Oh.
it first. Cobweb saw it first out of the three of us, and he was quick to be like, let's. I said I hadn't seen the movie yet. He's like, well, let's pod about it. I said, well, I haven't seen it, and it was like a day before, and I made the assumption of saying it was just Dust Till Dawn with a beat, because all I knew about it was vampires and then that song. That's all that everybody been talking about, that song in there and vampires. So it's not. It's more than Dust.
Did you
Till
watch
Dawn
a
with
trailer?
beat.
Did you watch a trailer, Josh?
I did.
Yeah. Somebody sent me a trailer out of nowhere, and then it had Hawkeye Jr. pop up with her teeth and all that. So I immediately knew it was a vampire movie.
When you watched the movie, when did you know it was
Hawkeye
a
Jr.
vampire movie?
The Mary.
Yeah,
When
the
did you
girl.
realize this it was a
Girl,
vampire?
the white girl. The one that said, I didn't want to be white. I wanted to be with you. That one.
She's
Yeah,
Hawkeye
she
Jr.
plays Hawkeye Jr.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She plays Hawkeye. You didn't watch that whack Hawkeye show. Don't worry about that. That's whack.
Yeah, I
she's-
didn't. I don't know nothing about that show.
They're both in the
Hey,
Marvel
yo, I'm pulling your
universe.
Hawkeye
Oh,
card,
okay.
son.
Yeah, you lost your Marvel card.
Thank you.
I burned mine.
I burned mine on purpose years ago.
Yeah, me.
Don't get me started on Thunderbolts. It's a badass movie.
Stop
supposed to be
it.
talking
Stop
about
it.
sinners.
Stop it.
Let's get back to
We're supposed to be
Sinners.
talking about sinners. We're supposed to be talking about
Literally,
sinners.
This is a
Every time we
horror
talk about the movie, we're supposed to be talking
podcast.
about-
Josh,
Thank
hey
you.
Josh, don't you mean the new
Yeah.
Avengers?
Yes. Spoiler alert. Spoiler.
Stop it.
There's no
Let's
spoiler.
go.
All
Y'all
right.
gonna have Cobb
Straight up.
I want to jump on what you Green was bringing up earlier, because I think we might be on the same page, because
Oh, okay.
I just want to say something and pun intended, bring out the white elephant in the room. I was told, because I said after I saw the movie, I said the movie's good. I liked it. It was beautiful, but I don't think it's this big cultural revelation that everybody's making it out to be. And I was told I didn't understand it because it wasn't made for me, and of course I didn't like it because I was not black. That's what I was told by a
From
friend,
who?
a dear
Cobweb
friend.
told you that. Cobweb, did you
By
tell
a
him
dear
that?
friend? Who told
I
you
ain't tell
that?
no bullshit like that.
Who told you that?
I ain't even in my
Yeah,
wheelbarrow. That's some bullshit right off the grip, son.
It's a
Who
good
told you
movie,
that?
and Coogler's a great director. I mean, he's $1 billion director.
He is.
There's no denying his skills or anything like that. But this movie was good, but it wasn't the movie.
Nah.
No, I haven't heard anything like that. I know it's been a minute since we had a good horror movie in the theaters for a while, and that is still a good vampire movie at that. You know, that kind of crossed over for both whales. You know, because they like Jordan and everything like that, and he's very popular, and it just all melded into one. You know what I'm saying? It was almost like the perfect storm, honestly, when you talk about it, because if you really want to think about it, there hasn't been a vampire movie that good that would you kind of get to sympathize for the vampire, be like, yeah, them motherfuckers are kind of fucking cool. They actually kind of united. They don't deal with no bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Like that when they wanted to go back and kick the KKK's ass and shit like that. You know, that was kind of like, okay, these motherfuckers ain't playing. You know, maybe I might be a vampire. That might be kind of cool. You know, I might want to walk around like Stacks with a fucking kufi sweat and a 4-finger ring and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Looking like a different world up in that bitch.
Wow,
Right,
how
right.
I
You know? Yeah, because they were all unified. You know what I'm saying? They had a sense of unity about them.
Yep, and they all died in the unity.
So, so one of the things we have on the podcast, and Cobweb always disagrees with me when I'm always saying that sign me up to be a cyborg, sign me up to be a vampire or whatever. I'll feast on bad people or whatever. And Cobweb's like, nope. And now in this movie, he's on the same page.
Cobweb disagrees with you with that because it's not for you, John.
It was not made for me. Yeah.
You are not a cyborg.
Right.
I want to ask this question because now it opened up another wheel for me in my brain moving. So when I said what I said about it, I don't see the grandeur of it, because I'm thinking like in the African American, Black, whatever community you want to call it, it's like, oh, this movie is a linchpin of greatness. If you're saying that it's one of the greatest vampire movies being made, then I'd be like, yeah, that shit was damn good as a vampire movie. But and again, it could be me, but the way I have been reading the room, so to speak, since it came out, is that it's this great fucking movie. It's up there with Malcolm X. It's up there with Color Purple and all that kind of shit.
No.
And I just don't.
That's way extra. That is way extra.
I ain't never heard no shit like that.
But that's
because
I'm telling you, that's what I'm reading.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's the
I
greatest.
don't read shit like that. Yeah. No, it's not. It's not.
Okay.
It's good for its genre.
Okay.
But that's about it.
Cool. Yes. I'm
there.
there.
You know what I'm saying?
What's better, Sinners or Black Panther 1?
Black Panther 1.
Yeah. Exactly. That already
But Black
sells
Panther
it.
1 wasn't a vampire movie.
No, but you're talking about black cinema, quote unquote.
Yes, because that's what's being portrayed online.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Great.
And both is Ryan Coogler, right? Didn't Ryan Coogler direct?
He did both of
Yeah,
them.
but he is great though. He is.
Oh,
great.
he is for sure.
$1 billion director.
Even without that, if he made no money off all the films that he's made, he's still great.
I agree,
bro. Let me tell you something. That scene when they were in that dancing hall and they was playing the music and shit like that, and you saw the crossover artists and shit like that. As soon as I saw that goddamn Kango, I was like, "Oh my god!"
Yeah,
it's all like, nah. That shit
you
was.
Like
it was.
that?
It was
you
dope.
liked that scene? You like that?
I knew Nesto.
I thought that scene was dope. I thought that scene was dope
on his face.
Yeah, I did. I thought because you understood what the character was, where he's talking about why he was wanted and everything like that because of his vocals, because he could sing and transcend and call people to music. You know what I'm saying? That's not that happening like that too often, and that's what they was talking about in the generation. So when you saw it happening, and you can see how he could touch the entire realm of everything, it kind of like played into the whole part of why that the vampires wanted him so bad.
They wanted him to sing eternal music for them.
Yes, please, Nesto.
Homie, that is the one scene that when it got to that in the theater, I was like, goodbye. Because up till then, to me, that movie could have been like, no vampires, no nothing else. It turned into a musical. I won't get into that yet. But up till then, it was like, let me just see these two niggas that fucked up Al Capone, you know, the world out there like that. could have been its own series. Like it was the way that it was shot, the way that those two dudes were. I was like, give me this, nigga. Don't turn in. I don't need to see nothing else. But I was with it. Like all I'm saying is I was with the characters. I was with everything. When they went into this moment, nigga, and I saw Crips and Bloods dancing in the middle of everyone else, nigga, show them as ghosts. Like, make them transparent. Give me some glitter, some glow. Show that it's like enough. To have them in there all together just looked like it was a theatrical play and it was like a dance thing. It just took me completely out of the movie. Like, that's not even the movie anymore. This nigga with the guitar and the glasses leaning up on the stage, and then how it went through. And that's what I hear everybody talking about that they love the most. Because they're on this wicked type musical kick. That's the whole thing now. It's like musicals, music.
Nah.
Yeah, bro. When they went into the different rooms, it was like, nah. No distinction.
It's the character, the development. That is the character development part.
Not that scene, bro.
That's when you understand. That's when you understand
genres,
the power of his vocals.
Same. Well, yeah, but bro, everybody looking the same all together. It was no distinction of nothing supernatural, nothing that's like, oh, this is another dimension. Just all there together. It turned into fucking a different world. It looked like a Cosby Show clique. Like they all could just be, hey man, what's up? Yeah. Now I'm scratching, DJ scratching when there's no mixtables even created yet. Yeah. Like I thought it was gonna turn into that. I'm like, nah, bro. That was out. That was like one of the biggest things to me. So that's my 2 cents. I hated that.
Yeah.
Fucking hated it.
Man, I'm sorry. I saved that bacon fat award earlier.
Run it back.
You were ahead of the game, bro.
Run it back, Cobweb.
Yeah,
as was out.
Shit.
Yeah.
No, man.
I had no problem but that. Like literally to me.
What did you think?
Make them faded, make them look like they're from another dimension, like glossed over or like transparent. All the same. Shoot it the exact same way. All those different ones. Just give me that distinction so I feel like, oh shit, this is like another dimension. Like this. Now we're seeing like the future, the past. To blend them in all together just took me out of the movie, bro. It took me out of the movie.
E, what did you think about that scene?
Me?
Yeah.
I thought it should have been. I thought it was a cool concept, but I thought it could have been more defined. As Nesto's saying, make it more ghost or whatever. I would have been happier if it would have showed it in like segments, like just shoot in to this time period. Shoot into that time period.
Yes, I would have liked that
I think that would have made it better for me. I don't think it was like whack. I just think there was more potential there that it could have been a more powerful scene.
Before we get to Cook on this part, I do want to point out that the person that told me it wasn't made for me didn't understand the roof burning off.
Oh, that's different, yeah.
And he's like, why is the roof? I said, the roof is on fire. And like he didn't get it.
Oh, you should have told him this ain't for you, bro.
Man.
Wow.
That shit was dope.
You should have pulled his Coogler card.
Because that's exactly
right
what that was.
Yeah.
You should have pulled his Coogler card right there.
Oh shit.
I don't
You could
think
say my other black friends gave you a demerit for that one.
that's it. Other black friends just called. They said to revoke your black card.
We need the card back.
So
we need that card back immediately.
Go ahead, Cook. They ain't heard you.
No, I was just gonna say. I mean, Nesto and I talked about this a couple weeks ago, but I agree. I think the attempt, what he was trying to show, because they established in the beginning this mystical musician that just like transcends time and space when he starts to play his instrument, whatever that may be, and that was the moment they picked to try to establish that the main character was that. I can't remember his name. Sammy? What was his name?
Samuel.
Yeah, Sammy,
Right.
yep.
So that's the moment they picked to try to depict that by showing him transcending time and space, right? He's playing that blues so well that, the Crips show up, the Breakers show up, like everyone shows up. What I would say is that they didn't do a good enough job to tell us why the vampires wanted him for that reason. Like why? Because he could play mystical music. Like maybe I missed it, but I don't think even later in the film when they were like, we're just gonna go to town and kill everybody, or we're gonna do this, and the main vampire's like, nah, hold up, bro, we need Sammy. Okay, why? What were they gonna do with him that was so special?
I
I
think
thought that was established that they were going to be able to use his vocals to attract more people so that they can start to multiply greater.
I think
Also,
this is a
he's supposed to be the Pied Piper.
Yes.
I can see that. But also, I
Well,
think this movie is a shit happens movie. Everything nothing was supposed to happen for this reason. It's just he happened to get there around this time, and he got there right when they opened the juke, and then he was just trying to
Heard the
get more
music.
people into his what are they called, covens or horde or whatever
family.
his vampire brood. Trying
I
to
thought
get
he
more,
called it
more
family.
vampires in there, and
Pack.
then he stumbled upon Sammy's music.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And then I think it also was just a play on let's get Sammy, and if we get one, then we'll get the other ones. We'll get the other ones. It may not even be specifically that he wanted Sammy. It's just one by one by one. There's
And he
only like
needed a
5
reason.
people left.
The movie needed a reason to keep all those vampires at the juke. That's the real reason why that happened. Is the writers said, how do we keep all of these vampires from wilding out in the city? When naturally vampires wouldn't, when they weren't being invited into the juke, they would have bounced because they're hungry. They want to bite some more people.
No,
So they're at the door. Why would they stay?
the old clan dude that sold him the juke at the end, is that whole thing was brought out, the fact that that's what they do. They get people gathered there, kill them off, and then they were gonna kill them at the end. Remember, they all thought that they were in there dead.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
no, they were coming to kill them. They came with
No,
guns.
no. Yeah. You got that wrong,
The
Nesto.
Yeah.
clan didn't know nothing about the vampires or nothing
No,
like
they
that.
were there
No,
to
not the
trap them
van.
and kill them.
Oh yeah, they were there for the
Y-
black folks,
no-
right?
Yes,
They were going to kill the
yes.
black
They were-
folks themselves.
They were there for strictly
They didn't
racism.
know nothing
Right.
about, yeah.
Right.
It wasn't vampirism, it was racism.
Yes.
Yes,
And the
yes.
only reason the vampires knew about that was because the first guy they got with the husband and the wife, he was
was
the
part of that.
nephew to the
Yeah.
clan guy. So he
That
knew
sold
about the
them the
plan the
juke.
next day. He was
Yeah.
hoping that the clan guy was hoping that they were going to have the juke going on. Everybody was going to be throwing them back, get drunk, not knowing what's going on, and then they were going
but
to.
what didn't
hijack
he
it.
say? Didn't he say that he wanted Sammy when right before he got killed, when he was in the when they were in the river or whatever, he said that Sammy is gonna bring back his like ancestors, more
Yeah,
vampire people. That's what he wanted him for. Isn't that what he
And I
said?
don't understand. He
Bringing
did
in more
say
people.
something like that.
Yeah.
No, bring them back, the ones that have passed already.
Oh wow.
Because that's
I don't
what
know. Maybe
Sammy's
he
music
could.
was doing, was pulling people from different like time eras. That was the whole thing. He was saying he wants to I want to bring back my people. That's what he was saying in the water with him.
I
He
got to
did
see it
say
again.
something.
You're more powerful.
He goes,
He
you're
did.
gonna help me bring back my people, not go get more and collect them. Go bring back the other ones. They were already gonna spread out and make more. Family,
Right.
that was the whole
That's
thing, which I thought was a unique take on
And
the
that's the
vampirism.
reason. That's
I
why
liked
they
that.
needed his ass.
Yeah.
But I don't
To
think
bring
that
back the
concept
spirits
was
from the
fleshed out
past,
enough.
like the vampires from the past. That's what he was gonna do.
So
To me, that concept wasn't fleshed out enough. Though.
Not at all.
So when
Not
he
at
was
all.
doing that whole song thing and they were coming out, they were actually coming out, and that wasn't just for us to see.
I think it was just for us to see.
Yeah, I
See,
think it
but
was just
that's
for us.
weird.
That's what
I know, but
Nesto's
that's
saying.
weird to me.
He
That's what I'm
separated
saying. There
it.
was no distinction. And let me just put this out there, just so I mean, I thought you guys might have already known this, but maybe not. This might help, like with kind of deciphering like what things meant. Coogler's already planning on making this a series, so all
Nice.
this wasn't just packed into one movie as, oh, this is a one-off. No, this is like is supposed to become like a Marvel universe, like multiple movies.
I want a whole movie with that P-Funk guy then.
Which
The
dude?
I want a
guitar
whole
player
movie of the
behind
Asian
you.
guys
Oh.
chasing the vampires.
Oh, you know what? Hey, check this out. This
Yeah.
is what I was thinking. Why?
That's
This is why
thank
I was
you.
thinking everybody
Green.
wants to get on this movie and talking about it's so dope. This is why. When was the last time? This goes back to this generation that's on right now, this younger generation. What vampire movies have they seen?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
They
no,
haven't
you're
seen
right.
really like the really good stuff.
Salem's
So
Lot.
when they come across a vampire movie at this level,
Good
it's
point.
unbelievable.
But that's probably why they're
You know what I'm
celebrating
saying?
it the way they are. Then that's a
Okay.
great point.
Yeah, but it's
I mean,
not.
you.
But it wasn't even a vampire movie till 30 minutes at towards the end of the movie. Like the whole build
Yeah.
up was not. This was not like Blade. This you didn't go in
Yeah.
like with, hey man, now we've established the vampire's past and the light. It wasn't like that at all. The praise
Yeah.
of this is Ryan Coogler. Let's just be honest. A young black auteur who has come off the heels of the fucking movie that he did, like fresh out of USC. Like, that's to go from a football player to that, to then Creed, to then, you know what I'm saying? And then Black Panther making $1 billion. This is celebrating this nigga doing something original that has no other IP, and then shot the way that it was, which only Christopher Nolan is known to be shooting in 70 millimeter IMAX. They don't give that to young niggas. So this is like a big deal for that reason. I'm guessing. Like, to me, that's my opinion on it, because everything else doesn't make sense. When you try to, like, man, this is the best vampire. No, it's not the best vampire. This is the best black movie of black movies. No, it's not. So all the other stuff is kind of like what you guys are saying.
Stop trying to talk black.
all the other stuff is like, it's this young black dude coming off Black Panther. The time frame, just like Josh said, like, what other vampire movies are being made? Okay, so now he's moved into kind of like Jordan Peele, but even more of a like, you know, with the horror. So that's why I think it's celebrated.
Bro, let me tell you something.
If Jordan Peele had a movie out, then it would have been taking that glory away. So, you know, just to be honest, to an extent.
We got one coming too.
Yeah, I know. But if they were around the same time, I don't think it would be like Sinners, like all this like emphasis. This is like the perfect pocket of time that this came out too, you know? And people are kind of weird and tired of all this other bullshit that's out. So yeah, it was like the perfect storm. But it's by no means, to me, a top tier vampire movie. That's just my opinion.
I can accept that. I can accept
maybe the second one will lean more into vampirism and everything, and then that would be considered like, oh, this is a vampire movie. But this one isn't that, to me. This The Color Purple with a little twist of like horror shit added in, you know?
Nesto's getting all energized, losing what he's saying.
I know.
I think
I know.
what Nesto's saying, no, but he's not wrong. Like, I think it's a great movie. Like, I came out fully satisfied, like front to back. The movie was great. It was shot beautiful. I was like, man, the locations look real as hell. It looks like you are in 1932. Like, it looked amazing. The characters, all of them were great. You know what I mean? To me, I think there was really not any whack characters in this movie. But it is derivative of Dusk Till Dawn. We have to keep it real.
Yeah.
And he said that though. It was one of his
and I'm cool with that.
Yeah.
Because he took it and he put such a great twist on it, putting it in 1932, putting it in the South, putting some racial tension in there, you know, and the great characters, and watching them interact, you know, the black, the whites, the Chinese people, and how they were living their lives, kind of intermingle, but races and separate too. And, you know, that was very interesting. And that makes it, like, I guess you could say, forgivable to be so derivative of Dusk Till Dawn. You know what I mean? Because everything is derivative of something, but that's a pretty clear one. And then he took it much further so that it became something. And like Cobweb said, all the people who saw this movie, they did not see Dusk Till Dawn because they were probably not even born. Like all these young.
It's this lady at my job that did that. This lady at my job named Carla. She asked me that exact same thing. I told her, I said, "You never saw Dusk Till Dawn?" She said, "No." And she actually didn't even know why the vampires couldn't go into the juke joint from the get-go without the permission. She didn't even know.
Vamp rules. You should.
She didn't know about the vamp rules. There's a lot of people that don't know that.
Vamp card, son, right on the spot.
She doesn't have a vampire because she never, like I
said.
So this was a lot of people's first introduction to even vampires. That's crazy.
Yes.
That's
Yes, it is.
crazy. Like they
Hey,
never,
bro.
because just like some of y'all were saying, some people went into this not seeing no trailers, they're just like, oh, what's his name is in a movie. Like they just excited to go see what's his name?
Yeah,
What's his name, yo?
Michael B.
Michael
Jordan.
B.
And they was
Jordan.
up in
Michael
there
B.
like,
Jordan.
why
They just
are they
excited to
fighting
see
each
Michael
other?
B. Jordan. Yeah, crazy, dude. Not even knowing
Why,
what it was about.
why
So
are
then
they
when the
fighting
vampire
each
stuff
other?
came out, they had no idea what that even means. Wow. That's wild.
But can I say that even I'm not. I want to say something before Josh gets in. I'm sorry, Josh. I'm just trying to set you up, bruh. I'm trying to set you up.
Thank you.
So I'm not a fan of period pieces by any stretch of the imagination, right?
Mm,
But I didn't even. That wasn't even a factor to me in this movie. I didn't
mm,
feel like I was watching a period piece.
Right.
Most of it was in the dark. Most of it was in that damn, juke joint and that little stuff. So I didn't see it as a period piece. So it does have a timeless feel. Like you could watch it anytime.
mm.
So I kind of wanted to break. We're already like 50 minutes into the pod right now. I kind of wanted to break the movie down into different segments. Like we started talking about the technical side on it. I noticed between Smoke and Stack and like everybody else did, the red and the blue hat, right? But did you notice that Smoke also had? So he had the what do you call those hats, Deborah? The like
Derby,
Kango.
Paperboy hat.
Yeah, the Scally cap, Scully cap.
Oh, Scully.
So his clothes were very Irish also, and then Stack's clothes were very Italian because they robbed the Italians and the Irish, and that's where they got the liquor from the Italians and the beer from the Irish, right?
Yes.
Yep.
And
Yeah, because they didn't know that they were brothers. They didn't know, so they were infiltrating both sides.
Yeah.
Oh, they knew
so
they knew
dope.
what both of them were doing.
I want to
It
see a
just-
movie on all of that. Oh,
Yes, me too.
That's what I would have loved to see this as a series. I know it wouldn't have made the money
Yeah.
that it made as a movie, but as a series and seeing the prequel with Smoke and Stack and,
Bro.
and doing everything they're doing and
Yeah.
getting mixed in with Capone and everything like that, I'd love
Yeah.
to see that whole thing. You don't even have to get to vampires.
exactly. Yeah. That's what I said. That's exactly how I feel.
So what's the rules? What's the rules for vampires? Let's break this down for those that don't know.
I don't know.
'Cause
Some
we
of
have
them were
those
different
listeners
in
that
this
are
movie,
scared.
by the way.
Yeah,
There's a few variations in this movie, so we could bring these rules up, and it might not be that accurate, right, Josh?
Yeah. They also
What, like garlic?
they changed the garlic. Man, so we'll get to the garlic in a second. But like a Hank for Choctaw, right? So a Hank is literally in the Choctaw Nation. They're vampire hunters. There's a vampire mythos in with the
See,
Choctaw.
give me that whole movie too, bro. Those people when
they
they
rolled
came
up?
on horse, they left too quickly out of the movie. I was like, please, man, let them show up later. That's what I wanted more of.
Yes.
They was
I
hunting
thought
that
they were.
motherfucker down.
That
Yeah.
was
I thought they were going
They
to show
say
up at
dark
the
time
end.
to go.
I thought they would show up at the end and help fight.
Yeah,
That's what I thought was going to happen.
yes,
That would have been cool. That would have been badass.
Mhm.
yeah.
But just like how there's a close unity between Irish and Mexicans, if you know about the San Patricios, in real life there's with the Choctaw and the Cherokee Indians and the Irish, where during like the Trail of Tears, and shortly after the Trail of Tears is when the Irish potato famine happened, right? And Choctaw and Cherokees got together, knowing what they went through on the Trail of Tears, paying money over to the Irish, giving money for that. And it goes back to COVID. I know we can't talk about COVID and all that shit, but recently, it was 2020,
Yeah.
2019, something like that. The Irish government paid like $2 to $4 million to the Choctaw Nation just as a thank you for what they did during the Irish potato famine.
Oh,
So it was
wow.
kind of cool seeing that connection between the Choctaw and the Irish at the beginning of the movie. But this started the conversation with me and Cook. I hated the fact that he was running in the sunlight when they were chasing him.
I have to see that scene again, though, because I don't know how much
But he was burning.
running in the sunlight.
His skin was burning.
He was
He had
burnt,
dropped
yeah,
down
yeah.
he had dropped down from the sky. Like I watched a documentary on the behind the scenes of all this, and they were talking about his character was actually on this boat that was being shipped over, and he killed all the people that were on it. Like all this backstory, bro. And then when he got into town, blah blah blah. So that was like him dropping out. He was flying because he flies or whatever, I guess. But yeah, his skin was burning up because of the sun. Okay, here's my question: when we're talking about vampire power or whatever, from what I knew, I thought vampires had extra ability, like physical strength. Right?
Strength.
More than humans.
That's
Yeah.
something else me and Cook got into also.
Okay, then when they
Yeah, me
hit
and
the
Josh were talking
barn,
about that.
they
Nice.
should have been throwing people across the room. There's no way those humans would have been able to stand up against them. So they must have deadened
100%.
that power completely in this story.
No.
They did.
Ryan
Nesto, remember,
Coogler?
they were new vampires.
What I thought
What does that
too.
mean?
They were new
don't have-
vampires.
What does
No,
that mean?
It doesn't-
You don't
no,
have
no.
power
It's
right
a
away?
rule-
That
it's a
You don't know
doesn't.
the full extent of all your powers.
It doesn't
You haven't
mean
even
full
gotten
extent.
to it bad enough.
Nah, I don't know about
I
that.
think it's a rule change. I think it's a rule
Yeah.
change. And also,
Yeah,
Nestor,
Coogler
you're
did a
forgetting
rule
that
change.
inside the juke. Also, you're forgetting that inside the juke joint, they had a cloning machine. That's where all them extra people just ran out the back out of nowhere. And it seemed like only 6
Yeah, I forgot
people
about
left in
that.
the
Yeah.
juke.
And some
They
of those
just
were
cloned
Marvel
Mesh out of
heroes.
machine.
That's right. The machine. They were making Marvel heroes as well. Superheroes coming out.
I didn't think about this. I didn't think about this when Cook and I were talking about it, because he was talking about how they didn't have powers, but she took, I mean, Smoke hit her with like 12 rounds from those 1911s. Those are 45
Yeah.
calibers.
I didn't
And
say
she
that
ran
they
it
didn't
off like
have
nothing.
any powers. I said they changed the strength one. Like the superhuman strength, they got rid of that. But of course, she got shot up and bounced. It's not saying they don't have any powers. You
No,
still got to
but
kill a
I
vampire
think
in a certain
I
way.
think it was because they
No, but
still
that's-
had their compassion.
Well, those bullets weren't silver.
No,
Nobody
but it's
had
still
silver
45
bullets.
caliber. That's like big
No.
giant hands pounding.
No,
I mean,
silver
just
bullets
shooting a
is
45
werewolves.
caliber has kick to it.
Yeah,
No,
but
silver bullets does the same thing on vampires.
I've never heard that it
There's a
did
lot
that
of
to vampires.
traces of that, and a
What
lot of stuff
movie?
that silver's like a uniform
Nah,
thing.
what movie? What movie?
It's for all of them, man. A lot of books. I've read it. Which one
Really?
was that?
Silver bullets for
It was
vampires?
in Monster Hunters.
Bro, that's
Monster
very
Hunter
obscure.
Chronicles.
All the vampire movies
Like
that I've
you read
seen,
over there.
it has nothing to do with no silver bullets. That's always werewolves.
Bro, silver
That's what I
is
thought too. With werewolves.
Werewolves.
silver is uniform across.
Okay,
It kicks
all right.
ass
We
with
need a fact
everybody.
check.
Regardless,
It's just for
regardless,
werewolves.
are we saying that
What does
everybody has
ChatGPT
silver
have to
bullets?
say?
It still didn't do anything.
What does ChatGPT say about silver and vampires? Ask the AI.
The fact is, they did have superhuman abilities. They didn't have that strength. Otherwise, the one twin could not have gone toe to toe with his brother like that, and then won the fight.
Yeah.
And I know Josh tried
From
to
an
tell me,
anger
I think it's
punch.
because of their twin connections, their mental twin connection. I was like,
No,
that's
his
some
jaw would
bullshit
have been
right there.
ripped off his face.
I did say that. I was wrong. I said that, and I'll say
The
that on
twin
tape right now.
connection. When their twin powers activate.
Look, that's how old I am.
His brother.
I'm saying I say this on
Yeah.
tape. I'm gonna say this on digital. I was wrong when I said that it wasn't their twin
And
connection.
of course you were,
It was,
son.
no, it's the same thing. Why they didn't show the power they had? It was their compassion. When what was her name? Anna.
Somebody should have brought that up.
The voodoo lady.
Anna.
When she got staked, right? And whatchamacallit, Stack and Mary cried about her dying and all
They're
that.
like, no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was
Yeah,
awesome.
yeah.
That was awesome.
No,
But
that was
They
you know
weren't
what
crying
hurt me
because she was
that's-
dying. They were crying because she didn't become a vampire with them.
No,
Right.
but
They
that's the
wanted-
thing.
No, I see
That's
what
why
you're
they
saying,
didn't
Josh.
use their full-on vampire Hulk
Oh,
powers
I
or
see,
nothing
I
like
see.
that.
Because they just wanted
they
to
didn't
I
turn
want
see what you're saying
everybody.
too, Josh.
They just
And
want to
that's
turn
bullshit.
everybody. No,
No,
I
it's
believe
true.
that. That sounds true. That sounds true.
Time
I
out,
agree.
They
time out,
wanted
time
to
out.
turn
No, I
everybody.
thought about that too.
They
Time
wanted
out.
to turn
I want it to
everybody.
be- wait, Nesto, I want it to
Yeah.
be known that Josh must have some kind of power because he got Cookbook to not see a movie, and he just got you to change your mind. So there it is, Josh. You got it. Yeah, yeah.
Thank you. Good evening. Good night.
It just happened.
You have
It
been
just
watching,
happened.
listening to Constant Pop.
Yeah.
That's the
He's
glam
lost.
power. I think Josh is a vampire because he got that glam power. You know how they got that glam power.
You are Irish.
The glam.
Josh
This
Ferratu.
This
Josh
power that
Ferratu.
Josh is using is very welcome. This is talking out the movie. This is not seeing a movie for someone. That's some glizzy shit.
Good point.
It ain't for. It wasn't for Josh. I wasn't rushing out to see the movie
Yeah.
to begin with, and then he was
No,
like,
not rushing out,
it's kind
bro.
of whack.
To not see a vampire movie because your homeboy goes, it's not worth seeing. That's amazing, is all I'm saying.
I'm sorry, Cobb. I was laughing when the big dude with the hat, the bodyguard, the doorman was trying to get in. That was a funny scene to me. That was comedy to me.
Yes.
You talk about that scene?
Yeah, of course. Hit it.
Let me in. We're
It was
all
too
one
long. It
people
was
here.
way
That's
too
what
long.
we should be
You saw I
doing.
did the video of that,
Together.
right? The head swap, right?
It was way too long.
It was long? That was a long scene?
It was way too long to me.
He talked to everybody for like
It
a minute.
felt-
Each person that was standing at that door.
Right, dude. That scene felt like they were trying to tell this new generation how this vampirism works.
Oh, yeah.
It felt so like,
Yes,
bro,
yes.
stop.
Yeah.
Okay, we get it. We're not that dumb. Even little kids, like, it's like, so you get it.
This generation
He's
is
got
that
to
dumb.
ask.
Ooh.
It's like that, bro. You gotta show that over and over. We get it.
That's why it was funny.
That went way too long.
You got to talk
Yeah.
to everybody?
Yeah, that was so stupid.
Somebody gonna let me in.
That
Yeah.
reminds me. That reminds me also of when the Asian lady, when she had enough and she invited him in. Was she doing that because she was like, okay, her husband's now a vampire? Was she like, just come in and take her? Because she kept stabbing that dude.
She was
while
ready to
on
fight.
fire. She
Yeah.
burnt to death. And she was still stabbing.
Yeah.
So you
yeah.
guys, I mean, I don't know. I just thought like
But
she was just ready to
that's
die.
I
suicide.
think that was
That
a
means
plot-
her daughter. She must have known
Yeah.
her daughter's gonna get taken, so she got nothing to lose. I'm thinking.
I think that was
I mean,
just plot
why?
motivation. Just move to get
We
the
just
story
needed.
moving.
That was just another reason. They just needed a reason to get them vampires inside, so
Yeah.
they could release the clones.
So now the next question I want to ask, right, going to the vampirism side of it, right? What's wrong with everybody? It's not like he had power over everybody, because everything he knew, they knew. Everything they knew, he knew, and it
Right.
became like this hive mind, this conscience, where there's no shame, there's no nothing, there's just unity and everything right there that was stuck together. How, with that being put in the movie as being the bad guy, as being the antagonist of the story, what's wrong with that?
What do you mean? What's wrong with that? Like, what's
I mean,
wrong
the-
with him? The hive having a hive mind, or
With all of them being together, all of them,
because he's murdering them?
But
They're
they,
not
that
alive.
was one
But
of the
they
things
come
they
back- but they
changed.
come
That
back
was one of the
alive
things
and
they
they live
changed
forever.
about the vampire legend.
Yeah.
And yes,
He's not
exactly.
killing them.
That's
They
all
And
come
they
back
said-
alive.
They said
and
in this
live
movie,
forever.
Worried about being sick.
No, but that's all vampires. They're not alive. They're the living. They walk.
But with
As
this
human-
one,
they changed
Not in
it.
this.
Go ahead, Deb.
with this one, they said they still had their souls.
Yes, in this
Yeah.
one they specifically said you still retained your soul, and it wasn't until your soul was released that the vampire died. So now you're just a human living. You don't have to go. Shit, I don't see the sun.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I never see the sun. If I can live forever,
and also they're not living off of blood. Like most vampires have to fucking eat a person, like blood or animal, something. I mean, like that was the whole thing. This was different, man. This was different.
It was, yeah.
He created his own like genre of vampire. So in this world, yeah, I would have been a vampire. What's the problem? You get to fly, live forever, have extra strength. Oh, that's not bad. They didn't even establish it in this movie that it was like demonic and like the devil and your soul in hell, like all this type of stuff. They didn't have that whole Christianity versus. They didn't set that up like that in this at all.
right?
This nigga was
And-
against the Ku Klux Klan. It's like, why not? That's a perfect family. Yes, I'm joining. That's why Smoke did. That's why Smoke, when he came back, was like, fine, this is awesome. He was trying to get his brother out there, and everything was like, bro. And his brother started walking towards the door. He was about to go, man.
What were you gonna say, Deb?
This
And
nigga wanted to
going
live
back
in another
to
world.
The two brothers not killing each other, they didn't want to kill each other because even when Stack died, and what was the other one's name?
Smoke.
Smoke, when he was sitting there, he didn't want nobody touching him.
Yeah.
He was sad for his brother. He was,
Yeah.
and that's why
This
he locked
whole-
him in the room. And then his brother comes back and he feels the same way. So that's what I think why he didn't kill. They didn't kill each other. because they wanted to still be together.
Right.
This
It was
whole
Fright Night.
conversation.
It was Fright Night where the best friends walking under the sewer and the other friends walking up on top of the street. Fright Night back in the day in the 80s.
Yeah.
You know.
Josh, you know what? This whole conversation is making me like this movie less. I'm not even gonna lie. This is some bullshit.
All right. Let's get down to some little things that kind of piss me off real quick. Why is there always that one person? And I saw this as an homage to the movie The Thing. Why is there always that one person that's got a bitch about something when they're eating the garlic and that one girl's like, I don't like the way it tastes. Blah, blah, blah. It's like, bitch, you're trying to figure out who's a vampire or not. It don't matter if you don't like how it tastes or whatever.
The
You
stakes
put it
are
in the
so
garlic
high.
and just
Yeah.
But that was
Man.
thrown in so that people would think she was already changed. That's what I think.
Suspense, yeah.
yeah.
Drama.
But there's always that one person.
Mhm.
Shoot.
What else,
Dude,
Josh? What
rapper's
else?
probably still thinking.
What's your
And
next
then,
nitpick?
and then Lindo, Delroy Lindo, when he was choking on the damn garlic right
Garlic?
afterwards, and his excuse was, I drank too much beer. It messed up my nerves. Just say you were choking, guy.
Yeah.
If you're gonna
Say it,
accept
say
all
what was
that
on the script,
compassion
Brian.
bullshit, you might as well accept this. I mean, the garlic? That's what you hung up on after that whole bullshit you just said? The garlic?
Well, no, because I'm trying to get past all the other stuff that people were saying in the movies. Talking about the back to the dream sequence that they didn't put it in like in an ethereal way to make him ghosts or anything like that. The Asian dancer guy that you saw in there, that
Yeah.
was they asked the Asian guy, hey, who should we put somebody in there? And so he was like, yeah, do me a favor, put this guy in. And just like the song that the Irish guy sings, Remick, that wasn't in the script. That was, he's always wanted to sing. He's really Irish. He's always wanted to sing that song in one of his movies that he's done. So that was like, you want to do it? Fine, we'll put it in the movie.
That was
Oh,
the funny
wow.
part to me. He was like, we sing
Man.
too. Ding, 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 ding. They did their
They
little
were
song outside.
moving
This
in
song,
sync.
like,
No, not that song. The big song when they're dancing in the
okay.
circles and all that.
Oh, in the circle.
I'm talking about that
Yeah,
little
that was
song
dope. I
outside.
thought that was dope.
You did? Because at that point you had given up and it was a musical. So you're like, all right, I accept
Oh
it.
yeah. Oh, I accepted everything by then, bro. Yeah. I was taken out. I'm not even playing. By then I was like, oh, okay, this is what he's on. This is what they're doing. Okay, I got it. And then all the musical numbers, it was too much for me. Don't get me
Definitely.
wrong. As art, I get it. But I would not have musical numbers like that in my vampire movie. I wouldn't. I don't give a fuck if the time period they did music, we fading out when they start doing that. You're not dancing for 5 minutes. A music video. You can take those pieces out and they're actual music videos. They play the entire fucking song. And then let's not talk about the third post-credit scene where this nigga's in the church alone playing a song. Great. We know, young nigga, you learn how to play this banjo. Great. Now you get to play a whole song? Again, we already saw it. God, man.
I'm
I
glad.
didn't
Hey,
sign
it
up for a
sounded good.
musical. I didn't
Hostility.
sign up for a musical.
hey,
Great.
Josh.
Fucking great.
Your first vampire musical.
Yeah.
Your first vampire
I mean,
musical.
It's the
you know,
best vampire musical I've
Nesto said
ever
musicals are
seen.
dated. Hey,
They are.
Nesto.
was
Nesto,
vampire.
musicals are dated, right?
They are. Nigga. I ain't
We
seen
watched
an
Vampire
updated
Film.
musical that I like. Grease is the last one
What were
that
you
I
gonna say,
saw that
Cook?
I liked.
I mean, you may
Yeah.
Nesto may hate the musicals, but actually you just put me onto something, Nesto, because I think I missed that third final credit scene.
Me too.
Oh,
Yeah.
did y'all leave
I
the
don't even know
theater?
what you're talking about right now. I just saw the one
Yes,
where
sir.
I saw it.
Dwayne Wayne came in. Yeah, I missed it.
Oh,
It's
bro, we're
it's
good.
after he runs into old man Sammy.
Yes, bro. Yes. Him back in the
Oh
church,
shit!
young,
Oh, you missed it too?
clean, cut up.
I just thought that was it when
No,
Yeah.
playing the guitar back in church. Yeah. Not cut up, not
That
bloody,
reminds
not
me.
nothing. Just playing like a
Mm.
full song.
Going back to the vampire lore. Thank you for reminding me, Nesto. That's something else I wanted to ask you
Wow.
about.
Okay.
So when they finally kill Remick, right?
Right.
And he gets the guitar to his head, so he's got the half thing cut through his head, and then they stake
Right.
him, and he's out in the sun and all that.
Yeah.
So Sammy, who they also call Preacher Boy, was also up on the pulpit too. So he was basically a preacher himself, right?
Right.
So when they were saying Our Father, him and Remick saying it together, wouldn't that be blessing the water that they were in? Wouldn't that have been holy water?
Oh,
If
wow.
That's what I thought.
if that's the
Ooh.
case, then he would have reacted to it, because when you throw holy water on a vampire, they burn.
Yeah.
Right.
So he would.
I thought he was going to bless the water. That's what I
That's what
thought
I
he
was
was going to
thinking.
do.
Yeah.
But I
If
think
they
the
would have
Remick,
made that more explicit, I think they were just praying because they didn't want to die. But if he was focusing on blessing the water, then Remy or whatever his name is from the waist down would have been burning.
but I think him going along with saying the prayer, I think that was him showing it's not gonna do anything.
That
to me.
negated it.
Yeah, and that's showing Sammy that's him telling Sammy that's not gonna do anything to me.
I
Yeah,
got the
yeah.
same faith. You ain't doing nothing to me
Yeah,
with it.
exactly.
Yeah.
Meaning there's no power
But
in that. It's like,
and if you want to get technical, priests are what bless
Holy water.
holy water, and those are Christian preachers. So there is a difference if we're getting technical.
True. True.
right.
Just saying, man.
Man.
I'm trying to earn my
Man,
vampire
Well,
back.
okay, how about this? How about inside the juke joint, homegirl, the wife who knows like all the voodoo stuff or whatever, when she was explaining that like the undead, almost like she was talking about zombies is one thing, vampires is different, something like that. She have holy water or something, because she splashed something on somebody's face and they burned. I think it was the main dude.
She
garlic?
had pickled
What is she-
garlic.
Pickle garlic.
Okay, and
Yeah.
they only had a little bit of that. They didn't have
liquid.
enough to like
The
pass
liquid.
around where everybody could do
Right.
it, right? Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, and she didn't have all the details of vampirism, which is interesting too. She knew a
Because she
little
thought
bit about it.
She thought they were Hanks. She thought they were Hanks, which are vampire hunters.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of lore that obviously, if this was a one-off, would be like, what the fuck, man? But the fact that he's making more, he's probably going to be able to dive into a lot of this on so many different levels, you know?
Yeah.
So we'll see.
So
But that was
you were
big.
talking about what's up,
what up?
Something else that was striking in the movie. The lead female was not light skinned with long hair.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Which I thought was an interesting choice, because there are beautiful black women of all, looks or whatever. You don't always have to go for the light skin, so on and so forth.
Blondish kind of curly type.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't know, Josh.
I had to
You
appreciate
should watch your voice right now, man.
I thought she fit the area at the time.
Oh, I'm sorry, the movie wasn't for me. My bad.
No, you know what? To speak on that, E Green, I 100% agree with you, and
Are we
what I
talking about
like, okay,
Stax girl? We're talking about Stax girl, right?
the voodoo girl,
Yeah.
Voodoo.
Stax
Voodoo.
girl, yeah.
So
Yeah, she was fine.
that brings up the idea of the characters to me. And what I like a lot of times, quote unquote, diversity in movies nowadays is like really forced and feels contrived. Like we got to have a quota. We have to have a handicapped Asian, and then we have to have a blind black man. It's like it feels real forced. This to me felt very natural. Like all those people belong there. The Native Americans belong in that world. The white people do. The black people do. Even the Chinese, when you know American history, who came here to build the railroads and then they stayed. And even the way that those Chinese people spoke with that Southern accent was so dope to me, because it rang true and authentic of the time, right? So I really appreciated that that it was put in because it served the story and not served like a quota, or like, well, we're supposed to do this now because that's what everybody likes now. Nah, it was of the time.
It fit.
It did.
Yeah.
And even like the story of the white girl and her, like, well, my grandfather was half black, so she's 1/16 black or whatever, and how she related to the twins and how she was in love with the one, and just that one line where she was like, I didn't want to be white, I wanted to be with you, and like I could kind of feel like that ringing authentic too. Like there was probably people like that all through there, like octoroons and all type of people that were like, man, I don't totally fit in over here, and I'm trying to fit in over here, but like, so I'm just saying that to say, like, you can make a movie where you don't do that shit on purpose. You just write a good story with really good characters, and the characters will tell that story for you without having to to manufacture it like a Disney movie.
Right.
Yeah.
Agreed.
It's still real. It felt real organic.
Exactly. That's what I'm trying to say. And you know, that's to me good storytelling. You know what I mean? Because I'm all for, I'm like, movies should be diverse, but not for the sake of diversity. Like if you're telling a certain story, if you're telling a Viking story, then you know, chances are it's going to be tall white dudes that are on those boats. You know what I'm saying? But if
Yeah.
you're telling a story and you want to include a lot of people, tell it in a way that the way Coogler did it. You see what I'm saying? Like where everybody is supposed to be there. It doesn't
Right.
feel pushed in. You
Yeah.
see what I'm saying? I appreciated that. I thought all the characters were super dope. And it all felt natural and organic, like Cobweb said.
Yeah.
You know what this goes back to the concept, guys? Hollywood is run by vampires.
Ooh. Right about
Hollywood
that.
is run by vampires. This was a vampire friendly movie. You know what I'm saying? To make vampirism feel fun and nice and everything. I was
That's
There
like,
it
man,
true.
why do
is.
we keep having these movies that make these vampires looking cool and
So
nice
true.
and
It's
That's
such
so
great
true.
things?
it's
Yeah.
vampire
Yeah.
propaganda,
Right.
bro.
Yeah. Because the
Vampire
best
prop.
vampire movie is 30 Days of Night. And those vampires are what I consider the real vampires.
Those are
Vicious
scary vampires,
fucking
man.
animals, bro. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Now
everything
that
else
is
is like,
horror.
all right.
That is horror.
Yeah, that's horror, bro. That's horror.
That's a great movie. And that's the one that y'all didn't invite me to talk about. But that's all right, man. We moving on.
But we did talk about it though.
Okay, so I have a question. I have a question for everybody. This down the road, each one of you, because I was
All right.
thinking about this with this movie, and then it made me start thinking about all these movies in general. Can a movie be considered a masterpiece, even if there are parts of it that you really were like, I'm not feeling, but can you still see it as a masterpiece? I will say, first off, before this movie, I was very much like, I won't call a movie a masterpiece unless I loved it. This movie, to me, I can look at like a masterpiece. And I think a lot of it is because of the acting and how it was shot. So that made me completely be able to like bypass or give a pass to plot holes and issues and this and that. I could actually look at this as a piece of art and go, yeah, that was a masterpiece. How do you guys feel about calling something a masterpiece?
Bro, Purple Rain had problems, but hey, it's perfect to me.
Okay.
That's a great film.
I can agree with that. All my top 5 movies have stuff that I skip past or don't watch no more.
Oh, really?
But yes.
Okay. What about you, Cook?
I think I think I can agree with what you're saying. I think yeah, because all of our favorite movies have either one character or one scene that you're not feeling. Front to back is really hard to achieve. Like
Yeah,
front to
yeah.
back perfect, where like you walk out and like every single bit of that movie, every person, every line was
Right.
every scene set up, like that's virtually impossible. And if you look at like great works of art like paintings like Mona Lisa or whatever, like they're not anatomically perfect, they're not, you know, uh, uh, proportionately perfect and all that, but it can be considered a masterpiece because of the artistic value.
Right.
And life isn't perfect, so it's easier to say something's a masterpiece. And like I could equate it to hip hop too. There's plenty of albums where like I would consider it a bona fide hip hop classic, and there'll be one song that I hate on that album, but it doesn't take away from the
From the
classic.
whole album.
No, for
Wow,
real.
wow.
Look at E.
Yeah,
Look at E.
that's
Look at E. Look at
so
E.
E, what do you think, E?
So I might as well. I got to say though, a little asterisk with that hip hop thing. No, every record you have to have no skips for it to be a masterpiece in hip hop. No skips.
Fair enough.
You can have a great album, but a masterpiece is no skips. Okay, for me, which now I'll turn it into this movie and answer Nesto's question. I almost said Mesto. I did say Mesto.
Dang.
Oh, I'm a
Nesto's
mess,
question.
though.
I have been listening to you guys, and you kind of swayed me a little bit. My first instinct was kind of like the hip hop thing. Now it's got to be a movie where I'm sitting there and watching that shit over and over and over and loving it every time. And there are movies that I have like that, right? But movies are different than hip hop or an album. Movies are different than an album. You listen to an album differently than you watch a movie.
Yes.
So
Of course.
I can give more deference to the theater part of it, because you're sitting there for 90 minutes, 120 minutes, or whatever it is, and because we're human, the movie could be the greatest movie ever, but there's something you're going to be distracted, or you'll not really care about, or you'll think it's a lull or whatever. But that lull or whatever might not take you away from saying, yeah, Pee-wee's Playhouse or Pee-wee's Big Adventure was that shit, yo. I didn't like the part where they drove by the amusement park, but you know what I'm saying? But as you watch the movie, yeah, that scene wasn't so cool, but everything else, like we were talking about the dance scene, I thought it could have added to the movie, but it didn't take away per se. But I still wouldn't call this movie a masterpiece.
I can understand that. I don't know if I would have said. I think I just said my answer was I can see that a movie can be considered a masterpiece. I thought that's what the question was.
Yeah. Oh, was it any movie or this movie?
Any movie.
Mine was any. Mine was any movie, because this movie sparked that in my mind. Can a movie be a masterpiece even if there's parts of it that you're like, oh man, I just didn't like that? Can you still give it the fact that, yeah, but the movie itself as a whole was a masterpiece? Do you feel like that? Like, I was just wondering how each of you felt like that. But for this movie, yeah, you can chime in how you felt about this one. But I just meant, like, in general, can you consider that? Because a lot of people are considering this a masterpiece because they're overlooking so much stuff. Like, the things that we're nitpicking at, they're like, they don't even care about vampirism, like lore and, you know, what this means or that means. Like, they just fucking, like, how it was shot, how it made them feel. Masterpiece.
No. Would you consider Endgame a masterpiece?
I would consider Infinity War a masterpiece. Yeah, Infinity War, not Endgame, but Infinity War. Yeah.
Purple Rain.
Purple Rain.
I would consider The Matrix. The Matrix is a masterpiece to me.
Oh, The Matrix 1.
Yeah, The Matrix 1.
Yeah.
7. Yeah, I have a list, bro. 7 is a masterpiece. Heat is a masterpiece. Like, those to me is like, oh my God.
Hey, I agree, but my phone is on 15%, yo. So I'm just saying, you know, I'm just throwing that out there.
But real quick, Nesto, what makes it a masterpiece?
Hey, I had to recharge myself.
And look, I got my charger on the back. What makes? Okay, so you talked about things that could happen that people could say it's not a masterpiece, but what makes a masterpiece to you?
Right. Okay, so this is what I'm saying. Before I saw Sinners, a masterpiece to me is kind of like how your definition for, like, if you call something a classic or a masterpiece album, no skips. Like, a masterpiece film-wise to me is like not a moment in the movie am I like, oh, I wish that was a different guy. Oh, I wish he would have said something different. Oh, I wish this would have happened different. Damn it. Like, not a moment. Just everything being like, oh my God. And no skips. Like, not like, I love this movie, but this part I could do without. Like, before Sinners, I felt like a masterpiece had to be all the way straight through. So those are the ones that I named. Like, The Matrix is like that. You know, Die Hard is like that. Like, there's different ones. But when I saw, after seeing Sinners twice and having the discussions, watching the behind the scenes, blah, blah, it's almost like now my interpretation of a masterpiece, I can even say it can be something that I thought was so dope, but still had a couple issues, because this movie, the things that I had issues with didn't take me out. I readjusted while I was in there to go, okay, I see where he's coming from. I'm cool. And I still was invested and enjoyed it for what it was. It's just up to that point of the dance, the singing dance number at the juke joint. Nigga, I was on track for this to be like, oh my God, like mind blowing. But then when it hit that, I kind of readjusted to go, okay, let me just go along for their ride. And that's why I can appreciate it like that.
Okay.
Wow, drops. You know, but yeah, following that basic psychology will make a masterpiece movie for me.
Yeah, having all the the dips and levels.
About you, Kyle?
I enjoyed
Roller
it.
coaster.
Well, when I think about
Looks
Purple
ready to
Rain,
go.
He's on Purple
Was it-
Rain.
and right, I mean, Purple Rain. Come on, bro, it's a masterpiece.
Lake
Bro.
I agree.
Minnetonka.
It's probably one of the best. It was probably one of the best concert movies of all time. You
That
know,
movie's
I mean,
great.
come on, it's great. Come on, when you watch turn on Purple Rain, all of a sudden you gotta watch it. You're invested just off the get go.
Yeah.
That's what makes a movie a masterpiece. As soon as you turn it on, you can come in at any part of it. You're gonna sit your ass down and watch it.
Mm.
You know,
Kind of like Mission Impossible 2.
Here
So
we
in
go.
Purple
I don't
Rain,
even
wait,
know,
in
man.
Purple
Mission
Rain,
Impossible, dude.
in Purple Rain, you guys are okay when he was walking the door. Where are you? Where are you? You guys, that was cool.
I loved
When he
it.
done that little spin around.
Yeah,
Not
yeah.
me. Not me.
I never
E-Green.
saw
Not
that.
me.
I saw that on
E-Green.
you
Just
saw
so
that
we're
on
clear.
Instagram the other day. I had never seen that all these decades. I had never seen him do that little pirouette, spin around with everything. And then I saw it like 5 days ago, and I'm traumatized.
E-Green.
Yeah, it's
Not
wrong.
me. Not me. E-Green. Just to make it clear. That's not my masterpiece.
Where are you?
We talking
All right, so
Cobweb
we
right
can
now.
close it out. Is there anything about Sinners, the 2025 Ryan Coogler film, that we didn't talk about that any of y'all wanted to touch on?
I think we
One last
nailed
thing,
it.
real quick. I'm sorry. One last thing, because it affected me as a husband. So the married lady who ran up in the spot and had a face under her dress. Can somebody? I kind of like got lost focus with that. What was that about? That was just him getting in. That's him getting some.
That
Or
was it. That was it. It was just another thing in the movie
There
they
was
put
no
It was
meaning in that.
get it while the getting is good.
Well,
Just so they
you
could show you.
know when they were
Get
driving
That
through
was
the
just to have a
cotton.
sex scene.
You know when they were driving through the cotton fields, the Smoke was telling him this is what you do to a girl to take her like next level. You treat it like it's an ice cream cone, and he was giving him like a little lesson before he started playing the banjo thing. There was that scene, so that just led up to their attraction when he saw her, and then she was like,
Okay.
just so you know, I'm married, and he was like, okay, but he was watching her ass. Like it was just, I think it was just establishing his manhood, like his little journey to
Okay.
I thought it was trying to make Preacher Boy. That's what he called himself, Preacher Boy, trying to make him a little dirty, trying to show him that he wasn't all that virtuous and clean, and that's what I thought they were trying to do.
Yeah.
That's why he couldn't bless the holy water.
There it is.
Wow,
He blessed something else.
man.
That's all.
So
That's all I got.
Tongues.
I just wanted to ask that.
anybody else?
Okay, I have a question that I'm a little shaky on. Why did killing that main dude kill everyone else when earlier I thought something was said that like it doesn't work like that? Like didn't somebody, Delroy Lindo or somebody, when
just
they
a
were
sunlight.
asking like what to do and they said, what if we kill the main one? And she was like, no, it doesn't affect everybody else. I thought somebody said that for sure.
The sunlight. The sunlight.
That confused me
Yeah, the
too
sun
because
came.
they
Oh, it
felt
was the
his
sun that
pain.
came out that killed
Yeah,
everybody.
what I was supposed to say.
Oh, okay.
They had that mental connection that we talked about earlier. So when he hit him with that metal piece off the guitar, chopped his head, he was in a lot of pain, and they reacted to the same pain. They all were like, ah,
Right.
and it was just like a sequence of events that led to that. Then he gets stabbed with the thing, so he's gonna die. But as that was happening, the sun rose and burned them all. So
And
it really was just a sunlight.
Smoke and Mary
So they
had
felt
already
the
got
pain
far
because of
enough
the
away
connection.
that they were already in the cover.
Right.
Right, and so that's what caused them to not just run off into the shadows because they were like a little bit debilitated from his pain, like ricocheting into that whatever connection they had.
Okay. That's good.
Mm.
I'll give that.
It's like watching that mushroom
And that they
movie.
didn't, and they probably didn't know that the sunlight was going to hurt them either, because they were new vampires.
Mhm.
They were just
They
little
didn't know all the rules.
baby
Rules.
vampires. Yo.
Well, I mean, think about it. You get that metal plate stuck in the side of your head. You ever stomp your toe? You hit your toe on the door or whatever. You're stuck there for a good 30 seconds cussing at the door or whatever. You get a plate
Yeah,
stuck in
yeah,
your
yeah.
head. You can stand there.
Yeah,
That
he
might
was
hurt.
like,
Just a
yeah.
little bit. I just want to say thank y'all for coming out on Cast of the Pod. Appreciate this Felipe's Garage semi reunion.
Semi.
Semi. Thank y'all very much. I also
Of
want to say to James Wilson out there, James, I know this movie wasn't made for me, but directly after this, I'm gonna go watch Adazi the African Vampire and Blackula. Okay.
Oh,
wow.
Nice.
Bro.
Hey, watch
You
Truck
know that.
Turner after that.
Don't watch Blackula, bro. Don't watch Blackula.
Truck Turner, baby.
No,
Truck
Who's
Turner.
making you do that?
And part 2.
Oh,
part of the
bro.
experience.
Dracula.
Oh,
Dracula
Wow.
is for you, Josh. It was made for you, Josh.
Yeah, it's
Don't
cool.
let nobody tell you.
Oh my God.
And part 2.
There you go.
You gonna waste time watching those 2 movies, Josh? Man.
I just said that because I want to see if James listens all the way through this episode.
And also, Nesto, how you gonna try to tell somebody not to watch a movie so they can comment on it, B?
Ooh.
Just
You
saying.
serious with that question?
And a vampire.
I will absolutely tell you not to watch something that's whack.
Yeah, but you also tell me to watch
Absolutely.
something that is whack.
Nuh-uh. All the
Josh, what's
recommends that
that
I give
noise?
you are
What
dope
is
to
that
me.
noise?
All the recommends I give you, E Green, are dope to me.
Did you tell me to watch Stranger Things?
No.
Hey, that season back then was good. The season afterwards, not so much.
When we
But
were
back
on
then,
the pod, yes, bro. That we were supposed to, because we were supposed to comment on everything. And I liked the first season. I will go to bat for that first season, absolutely. That show became
I think it's on
fucking
Broadway
horrible.
now.
Season, last episode.
That show became horrible, like The Last of Us.
Oh, my God.
bro, don't even go there. Don't even go there.
They have
Let's
a,
go.
they have a
Wait.
musical now or
I
something like that for
stopped. I
Stranger
stopped.
Heard it
Things.
in the distance. Cobweb heard it in the distance. Hold on.
I did.
Oh,
That's the part of the pod where we go to the Calculator of Doom in tribute to MF Doom, the motherfucking Calculator of Doom, Calculadora de Doom, where we rate the movie 0 to 10, 0 being the worst, 10 being the best. And we'll start again to my left. E Green, what do you give the movie?
I'll give it a 8.
8. Nice. Nesto?
I give it a 8.5.
Cook?
I give it an 8.
Cobweb?
I'm gonna give it a 9.
Nice. Deb?
I give it an 8.5.
All in the same ballpark.
Yeah,
Josh,
I'm coming
you
in with
got-
I'm coming in with the 8.
He's coming in with a 3.
Oh.
After
And
all
for
that.
anybody out there to listen to this pod and think we bugging, 8.5 and 9 is way closer to 10 than 1. So
Yeah.
Those are high.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, it is.
All
Yes, it
together,
is.
the 6 of us give it an 8.3. So yeah, it's an 8.
It works for me.
Hey, Cobb,
I would.
in closing, please watch Mission Impossible 3. Let that be your first and only if
Oh,
you're going to do
God.
it. Please, bro. Please, try it.
I got such a busy schedule, man.
Try it, bro. Try it.
I mean,
Try it,
I'm
bro.
still listening to Mercer's new album. You know,
get
it's,
it,
Bro, it's
Cobb.
only
Get
2
it,
hours.
man. That's what he does to us.
It's only 2 hours,
Get it,
bro.
you know,
It's only
Get
2
it.
hours.
I don't know.
You've missed out on a
You won't
whole
even watch
generation.
hours?
Yeah, bro. You
Let's
missed
go
out
over
on
and watch
all the
Common
rest
Side
of them.
Effects.
God, man, you've missed
You hear
so
me?
much, dude. Yes, they
Nesto's
heard
telling
you.
somebody to watch something
Yeah.
that he won't even watch. Common Side
Generational.
Effect. Like,
Yes.
come on, come on.
You can't compare that. He
You
hasn't
green-
seen none of the Mission Impossibles past part 2. That's different than missing a couple episodes of Common Side Effects.
But you don't know that because you ain't seen it.
I'm going to see it, bro. I'm going to see it.
Anyway.
E Green, even though most of our listeners here on Cast the Pod came from listening to Felipe's Garage, where can they catch what you're doing?
Well,
Hip Hop Digest.
for me,
anything.
you can catch me on
Yeah.
the Hip Hop Digest every other week and a day or two. On our bi-weekly podcast, you'll find me right there talking with King Killer and Kurt G about all the old man hip hop. That's what we call it.
Oh, man.
Nesto?
NestoRea on Instagram and I think Facebook too. And then I forget what it is on TikTok. But yeah, that's where I post most of that stuff.
And Cookbook.
All the socials is at CookBook The PR.
E Green's recording has stopped due to an incoming call.
Oh shit.
He didn't put it up, man.
Goodness.
All right, y'all. Thank you. It just popped up on the screen. I was like, wow, that's a first. I've never seen that. But all right, y'all. So until
My
next
daughter's gonna
time.
get a shout out.
Go ahead. Okay. All right. So until next time, this has been the Cast the Pod podcast. Thank y'all for joining us.
Yeah.
We gave Sinners an 8.3. Deb, anything you want to say?
You have been warned.
Oh, yeah. You have been warned. All right, y'all. Until next time. Peace.
Peace, y'all.
Peace.